Hey guys, Cryptic here, and I am back playing Night Call. It's been a long time, a very long time. With all these other games coming out, I got sidetracked and forgot to come back to it. But we're here now. Now we're doing Night 5. And if I remember correctly, it's only 6 or 7 nights, so we're getting close to the end of this series, this one. There are three different cases you can do. Anyone who doesn't know anything about this game that hasn't seen this, and feel free to go check the other ones. They'll be in one of the playlists. Or yeah. Basically, the game, you're a taxi driver, and with a criminal record who's been approached by a corrupt detective, is now forcing you to get information for her while you work. So that's pretty much what the game is. We're trying to solve a case as a taxi driver. It's really so far it's been really fun. I'm gonna start going on. Let's just get into it. All right, here we go. You open one eye. Your attention turns to shouting upstairs. A door slamming. Typical. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 5. I'm starting to run a bit low on gas. We'll go this one because it's. We'll go this dude up here because it's close to a gas station. Alright, this is another game where I really love the art style they used. Looks so cool. Oh, it's a long trip. Alright. Meh. It's also French, so excuse me if I butcher some of these words. Melshire? Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. You can read it. Accept. The next passenger gets into a cab like an old man returning to his armchair, all grunts and groans. After what seems like several minutes, he settles himself in and delicately fastens the belt across his chest. Looking in the mirror, you notice the man's age with surprise. He can't be older than 25. Howdy. You got the address, right? Palace de Congress. Congress. Sorry, I'm trying to why is that? Bingo. Let's roll, dude. You smile to yourself. Turn the key in the ignition. After a few moments of silence, you hear your passenger moaning softly to himself, apparently in pain. That was this one. Good night. You see a smile beneath his hood. Define good. I feel like I got hit by a truck carrying a herd of elephants and I'm scared as all hell. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. So far. You look back at him. His eyes are hidden beneath his hood, but his whole body is curled in on itself. He looks terrified. You sure you're okay? Just pre-show jitters. He laughs unconvincingly. Who am I kidding? I'm scared out of my mind. Literally. Scared? Technophobia 9. Not Technotopia 9. That's where we're going. Every biohacker, transhumanist and futurologist with his cryptocurrency will be there. I'm giving a talk. The closing talk, in fact. Bio what is? Let's just say we're a bunch of pragmatists. This is testing my damn vocabulary. That doesn't really help. The young man laughs. He immediately clutches his head. Ow, damn it. Progressives, then. We're tech-savvy progressives. I'm about half an hour away from telling about about 1,000 of them. But half an hour away from telling about 1,000 of them about my breakthrough. And all it took was a little brain surgery. What? Yeah, don't worry about me. You can't help a look of surprise crossing your face, but you managed to stay quiet. That's the real reason I'm so fucking scared. And if I'm honest, I did this to myself. He gestures towards his current state. Designed a new kind of brain implant, one that can access everything. The unlimited learning potential of the metaweb. A mind gate between my brain and the cloud. You put a computer in your head? No, yes, more or less. A chip, at least. I'm always connected now. You make a turn and see the lights of the conference center. Problem is, he dips into silence for a second. Have you ever felt like... I don't know. You hear his teeth clicking like he's weighing something up. Have you felt like there's something else in the darkness behind your eyes? Some voice telling you what to do? Sometimes. That night of aid. That one very specific minute. How it felt like you were just going through the motions, while something else was at the wheel. Telling her to call the cops. Telling her to lock herself up in the bedroom. Telling her to follow your lead. Sometimes instinct takes over, guides our hands. Instinct. Right. It's just that since the op, I started hearing, started seeing. He leans forward and his hood falls from his face. I don't think I'm alone in here anymore. A jagged track mark of the scar winds across his hairline, but his eyes really scare you. One is completely dark, pupil blown. The other is milky white. The figure unfastens himself and exits in one fluid movement. You watch it disappear into the crowd before turning the key and driving away. Well, it made some money, but that's actually quite a terrifying scenario. Fuck that. That's all I gotta say. Should we get one more before we need to fill up on gas? This guy's glowing yellow. Let's go have a look. Hopefully we can get one more trip in before we need gas. You're driving along when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? I've never had this happen before. Park, I guess. As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something or someone is in your taxi. A woman's voice resonates around the cab. I can't. I need a better signal. I'm here. I'm here. You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. There's something strange about her face. It's as if she is several different people at once. Listen to me carefully. I come from the future, and you must know that you met. She starts moving like a computer glitch. She stays this way, still frozen. Then she suddenly starts moving again. They're extremists. Totally crazy. Some try to get a hold of anything remotely technological, only to destroy it. They've gathered heaps of screens, keyboards, lamps, to burn them. The fires last for days. Some days the sky is filled with a toxic soot, black ash. She shrugs. I'm lucky, I guess. I can remember what it was like before. The children, though. I feel most sorry for them. They're so lifeless. Sad. She looks at you. You look surprised, but the image of her flickers, shakes. She raises her head to speak to someone outside the cab. What? What? They're getting closer? I don't know if I can stay much longer. I have to tell you one more thing. A few days ago we got our hands on some newspapers from your time. She looks down. Everything we read seemed trivial. And it felt so good. We laughed about it, even though deep down, I miss those debates, stories, the editorials. She lowers her voice. Especially the horoscopes. She doesn't say anything for a few seconds. You wanted to tell me something? Tell you something. Her face lights up. Yes. While we were reading through the newspapers, we found some crucial information related to your investigation. She closes her eyes. Now don't try to... I can't tell you much, but I need you to write down what I'm about to say. She disappears. A few seconds go by, and she doesn't come back. Are you there? No answer. Silence reigns in the cab. Terrifying silence. Only now do you notice the strange smell floating in your taxi. The hospital smell. Pull over. I want to know what the hell's going on. You park as soon as you find a free spot. You attempt to get a hold of yourself. The radio starts to crackle. Despite the interference, you make out the young woman's voice. I'm sorry. I can't come back. You hear someone scream in the background. They're taking your antenna apart. Shit. Watch the files. Not those. Where's the other ones? The voice sounds far away for a minute, then closer again. We had enough time to send you something. I don't know if it could be one... Oh my god, why can't I read? I don't know if it could be of any help, but it's under the seat. Under the seat? No answer. Her voice suddenly stops. The radio starts playing like usual again. You turn your eyes to the passenger seat. How could she possibly put something under the seat? Plus, you had the car watched. If you had... Look under the seat. You lean over towards the passenger seat. You feel around. And your fingers happen upon a folder, or a file folder. You pull it out slowly. Scribbled in front in thick pencil the words, "Thank you, Jay." You open it up. A newspaper clipping. The paper is yellowed, worn. At the top of the article, a date. The date is 2 years from now. You stop breathing as soon as you start reading the clipping. You inhale. You smile. This will help you. What the fuck was all that? Alright. That was weird. And I didn't really use gas somehow. Let's go for this dude in the cap. Alright, we'll see if we can get some more stories then. That was weird. We also didn't lose any time doing that one. Alright. Milo Reacher. I need a cab. Quick. Alright. You pull up in front of the American Embassy area. You can't recall ever picking up a customer here. They probably have a fleet of their own. Or a contract for a private company. The door opens. You take an immediate liking to the guy who gets in. You find him somehow reassuring, like a lost tourist. He babbles something in English. You have to listen hard to make out the address. Sorry, I'm just back in Paris. I've forgotten my manners. He flashes you a sparkling smile. His voice is tinged with a slight American accent. You turn the key in the ignition. Thanks. Oh my god. Voice. Work. Thanks. What's your name, pal? You're surprised to hear him use the familiar tu form straight off the boat. Oh, okay, whatever that says. Nice to meet you. You see, I can't read that. He stares at you intently for a moment. My name is... He nods slowly, as if disheartened. If I reveal my name, I'll be left with no other choice. I'll have to kill you. He pauses. Way too long to be joking. His face darkens. It's a different man in the seat behind you. And then, his face creases into a grin. Hey amigo, I'm joking. I work for the CIA, that's all. Cough. Sorry about that, guys. The CIA? Yeah, the CIA, you know? Jason Bourne, all that, the spy business. You're a spy? Yeah, you could say that. Is that why your French is so good? I speak 8 other languages too. You give a low whistle. Oh my god. Not bad for a Yankee, eh? He bursts into laughter. No wonder I'm a spy, eh, amigo? Silence hangs in the air. Your passenger seems to be formulating his thoughts. You married, amigo? You shake your head, no. Got a girlfriend? Another negative nod. It's too bad. A good-looking guy like you, all alone? What a waste. He gazes absently out the window. Americans are like that. Laid back, yet distant. Maybe it's the booze, amigo. But I can't get this woman out of my head tonight. Man, what a woman. I'm not going to tell you where she's from. You just ask tons of questions. If you ask questions, I won't have to lie to you, pal. And with you, I don't want to lie. You look like you're a chick type. I love that French expression. Or chic type. Chic type. A good guy. Far off look comes over his face. So what's the story? He clears his throat, then falls into a long silence as if wondering where to begin. It all started in this place in Africa. Between me and some pal. I really like Africa. The people there are more alive. Serious. You just need to spend a couple weeks there. No more than that, or you'll go nuts. You clench your teeth and remain perfectly still. We were working with this minister there. Not a chic type like you. A traitor. A real son of a bitch. I can imagine. He stares blankly into space, wondering perhaps if he's divulging some big secret, and he continues the story. A note of bitterness has crept into his voice. Anyhow, God, I haven't spoken this much in a long time. Anyhow, the guy was getting difficult. We had two choices: either convince him to see things our way, or sabotage his car. That's what makes work in Africa so easy. The cars, I mean. Every continent has its own little quirk, the way of getting things done without any trouble. In Africa, it's the cars. So, I contacted the minister's family and met his wife. A lady, of course. She was so beautiful, amigo, such a beauty. His voice is slowed, like a worn-out LP. There was this fierceness in her eyes. Know what I mean? An animal spirit. A lopsided grin spreads over his drunken face. She said she didn't like the Americans, preferred the French, with their straightforward ways. She made me laugh. When someone dies in Africa, there's always a Frenchman in the picture. Either supplied the bullet, the gun, or the guy who got shot. He runs his fingers along the seam of his jeans. Material is heavy, almost coarse. She was so beautiful. He's gone off to some faraway time and place. You pull up the address he'd given you, the bar that keeps late night hours. You make out snatches of animated conversation behind the lowered, rolling shutter. Bowling. Sorry. I loved her. His voice is tinged with sorrow and regret. A love like no other, amigo. No other. I know. All at once, he snapped out of his funk. This bar, amigo, was run by Russians. Dissidents from the Soviet era. His boss spent 10 years in the Gulag. Can you imagine? The Russians. Those guys really know how to deal with their prisoners. That's where I would have sent that traitor, Snowden. And now, it's the Russians who are protecting him. He breaks off and raps at the window. Snowden? Anyhow, who cares? He was a traitor. A real son of a bitch. He reaches into his pocket and hands you a tip. You hesitate a moment, then accept the crumpled note. As he exits the cab, he offers his parting words. Not a word about what I told you tonight, okay? His words hang ominously in the air. Not a word to anyone about this dive. He climbs out of the cab, howling with laughter. You sit there for a moment, feeling pretty dumb. You start the cab. I made almost no money in tips that time. Alright, well, we're gonna head to the gas station anyway. We're gonna fill up. So we head there. And just, yeah. Okay, so that guy had a very interesting story. He was also pretty drunk, so I'm not sure how much of it was true. You pull over and stop at the gas station. No soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes, and the smell of pee is wafting out from the space between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini-mart over there must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Maybe worth asking a couple questions. You get out of your taxi, and are struck by a familiar feeling that you are the last person on Earth. Alright, well. We'll fill the tank right up. It's gonna cost a bit, but... Jeez, that's expensive gas. Almost €100. Those tanks full now though. Look in the shop. You walk into the mini-mart. The guy behind the counter doesn't even look at you when he starts to talk in a lazy, lifeless tone. Hi. Let's get a scratchy. Or, yeah. I want €5. €5, not $5. All of a sudden, that doesn't seem so bad. Oh, I can only do that once, alright. Let's buy a newspaper. Give me some information in it, I can read it later. Talk to the clerk. Say, a guy like you? Someone who spends most nights here? You must know something about the killer, right? He raises his head and seems almost happy you brought it up. Good. Night, I guess. You nod and exit the shop. Well, I'm guessing I got some information. Alright, let's leave. You get in your taxi and drive away. Oh, well, I don't know what information I got from him, but okay. I'll see if we can see any more of those glowing yellow passengers. No, none. We'll go to this one. I always go to the close ones. Let's try one of the far away ones. See what stories we get from this.